Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Paul with Spheric Reptiles, and I'm here to pick up a little something that we need. I thought what better place to come to than Wilbanks, since we're in Dallas and he's in Oklahoma City. So, hey, guys, I hope that this is something that can help you.
What's going on, boss?
Hey, what's up, man? Let's see what they got. Well, while I'm here, guys, I just definitely wanted to look at, oh my God, look at all of these. Are these tree boas in here, man? Their display for tree boas is on site. It is ridiculous, fool. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I know it's about a good 85 degrees in this room, but man, check this out, man. Look at all of these bioactive displays and it's just cage after cage of these amazing animals, man. I mean, this is cool. I mean, I like to say cool, but this is cool. So this is what we got in here, guys. They got a full room. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They got 33 cages. Up there you see you got the Wilbanks captive bred reptiles display, and then they got all of the different types of incubators. They got all the different kinds, all the way. I think we're getting this one right here. We're gonna get this one, the 48-inch, and then they got this one holds, I believe, 16 clutches, and then the next one up to it holds, I believe, 27. And then they go all the way up to the big dog. So we're not the big dog yet, but you can see that this is really cool, guys. I mean, but I just wanted to show you guys, they actually are using these incubators as well, which is a good reason to have a lock on it when you're doing something like this. Just really nice, guys. Just giving a big kudos to like all of your, are these tree boas or pythons?
These are green tree pythons.
Green tree pythons.
So these are our breeding pairs right now. They're paired up for our next coming clutches on those. As I'm sure you've heard, a lot of them are wild farmed, wild caught, and that runs into its own issues about longevity, socialization, parasites, mites, things like that. So
let me get you on real quick. This is hold on. He's trying to fix his beard, but go ahead. And what's your name?
Hey, I'm Mike. I'm the retail manager here.
Mike, the retail manager at Mike's. There's like a bunch of Mikes over here, guys.
Yeah, he likes when people give me good reviews because it looks like it's for him and it looks great for him.
Oh yeah, same name.
But yeah, so by doing captive breeding, it allows some immediate benefits. You don't have to worry about parasites, mites. They're just going to hold up better in captivity because they're used to that as opposed to being taken in from the wild.
Exactly.
And it gives us much more control over the appearance, making custom mixes of the regions. As you can see, we have a good selection of Arus, some Biocs, some Jayapuras. We have several different locations that we're utilizing for our breeding, whether it's a custom mix or if we're just keeping it straight to region. We like having a good selection for what people might want.
Okay. Well, we definitely appreciate it, Mike.
Hey, absolutely.
And get you back on camera, man. I've never seen you at a show, so.
Unfortunately, I have to hold down the fort while they go to shows.
Yeah. So I was expecting to see one of the guys from the shows, but lo and behold, Mike pulls up on me with a Santa Claus beard. What kind of eggs are these?
So these are melanistic Asian water monitors, also known as black dragons. It's our first clutch of this year.
That's cool.
Homegirl put out, I believe, 14 eggs.
Wow.
With just her very first clutch. So we got 2 that we're working with right now in a captive enclosure, custom enclosure, and of course, that's how much we trust these, is that we would put our own projects in these. And of course, we run stuff through these as well, because if we have something, we want to know you can be relying on it, because we've relied on it.
Okay. Man,
yeah,
I sure appreciate that.
One of our cool side projects we always got going on.
That's like Jurassic Park, right? I mean, they got black monitor eggs in here, and it's crazy. And I mean, those things. What's the incubation time on those?
About 6 months.
6 months that they're going to be inside of this incubator. So I'm glad that we're getting that incubator. I mean, not that they all wouldn't work the same, But it definitely gives me a good vote of confidence if they can put their own products in here. So I'm at their facility, as you know, I mean, and you see that that's crazy, guys. That's really crazy to me. I mean, I just had to let you know that. So what led you guys into researching this and coming up with this brand or this incubator?
That's the thing about Mike. He's thinking. He's always thinking. He's forward thinking. In this industry, you have to plan ahead on your breeding plan. You got to plan ahead for market conditions and everything. And so he's forward thinking. And he saw that. Let's be real. Honestly, people either DIYing a Coke fridge or the incubators on the market are largely just a styrofoam beer cooler with a heating element.
Right.
Let's be honest. There was a need for a product people could trust. Not that you can't trust those, but obviously our name comes with some trust, you know?
Right.
And so he wanted something that could do everything. That's why they're called homeostatic incubation systems. Because when you have something that has heating elements, those still have to cool down. So it's going to blow past slightly because that metal of the heating element is still hot.
Right.
So we wanted something that could dial it in and keep it there. So that's why these have built-in heating as well as cooling functions, so it can just maintain that perfect temperature. Let's say your ambient temps in the room are a little bit off, that's still going to affect these. And you need to be able to just trickle a little bit of cool air in there instead of just not having the heating element go off and maybe it'll cool down eventually. Because there's people with reptiles where the sex is determined by the temp.
Exactly.
And so you need to rely on that temp internally to get what you need. And so these maintain homeostasis, maintain the conditions you want them to maintain. And so Mike worked with some people, he came up with some concepts, thought of how he was going to go about it, what look he wanted, what ease of access there was going to be, and he wanted it usable for everybody. That's why when you take a look at the control panel on this, it's simple. You can look at it, see what's going on. Only has a couple of buttons, it doesn't need unnecessary features, and you can get a better look there.
Okay.
No unnecessary features, it's simple. It does have a couple extra commands to reset it, things like that, but overall it's just real simple so that anywhere from someone that's just getting into it to hardcore veterans of the game can get into this, know what's going on, and know that they can trust it.
Yes.
And so that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to find someone that could manufacture these that he could trust. We went through several different prototypes to find someone that we trusted because we were going to use them too.
Right.
And we wanted our customers to still rely on us. And Mike does not compromise on quality. He just doesn't. And so he found something he wouldn't have to compromise on that would hit the points that we wanted to bring to the market. And here we are.
Well, I mean, I'm sold. I mean, at first I wasn't.
Right.
Because when I first saw it, I thought it was a big wine cooler, and it very well might be. However, I couldn't think of anything that would be more stable. Like, and that was the thing, is like, okay, stability-wise, do I go with one of the other ones and get a external thermostat and do it that way, or do I put everything internally? I could lock it and run with that, you know. So when I started asking people around in the industry, they were saying, yeah, if you want to go with one, go with that one. It was another, they also said go with sea serpents, but I said, you know, I don't want to have to buy a fuse, or if I do, let me get the ones for that one. And I know how to calibrate it because I've watched all the YouTube videos and whatnot. And, you know, it wasn't a real hard decision, because I'm like, well, we only get one chance to make these eggs hatch, and, you know, to help Mother Nature out, or else why even do it to begin with? 20, 30 years ago, people weren't really breeding. I knew of Bob Clark. I knew of Brian Barczyk because I saw him at shows. I got, they used to mail out flyers and stuff like that. So I used to get that stuff, but no one was really thinking about this. And to be right now to where we can have an incubator that is homeostatic and it regulates itself, you know, it's like, shit, I mean, that's the whole reason why people drive Teslas, even though I don't. But that's why they would drive a Tesla. So, hey, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So right now we're getting towards the end of
Incubator rooms.
Yeah, so we're
That's
rocking
crazy.
3 right now with destratification devices in each one. So there's no hot spots, cold spots, any kind of separation of temperature.
That is amazing.
So
See, these are the type of shelves that I have my animals on right now.
Oh yeah.
I chose to go with that exact same, I think it came from Sam's, that same PVC, because we were like, let's get quality animals and then get the racks.
And it can
next
hold
year.
up to the weight. We'll usually double stack those. And it's just great to be able to clean, sanitize, break down, and get ready for like the next season on that. Right now, we're obviously towards the end of like the main bulk of our hatching.
Right.
So right now, it's just little outliers that are dropping it all the way through October.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up.
And yeah, we're rocking 3, and of course we stagger our breeding process. Because once again, you don't want to get to the point where you have eggs and nothing to do with them,
Exactly.
So yeah, several times during the year, we'll have all 3 of these completely like stocked up. And
man, that's amazing. So these are insulated rooms, right?
Oh yeah, heavily insulated. Wow. Not to mention, we also have it's all controlled, as I'm sure you saw the probes in there.
Yeah.
And we have quick read displays out here. Since there's usually someone kicking around, generally me.
Walking down the hallway.
We can always see what kind of temp we're rocking with, so that if there's any issues whatsoever, it can be addressed immediately.
Okay.
We don't play around.
That's really innovative right there. That's cool.
It's just the little stuff. I mean, we deliver quality to the customers, and all of that comes down to just best practices. Whether it's the substrate you're using to help with incubation, maintaining the humidity, to the room it's going in, to the box it's being incubated in, to little touches like that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. That's how you get a good product.
Oh, end of the day, yeah. And that's really what it is. I mean, we put so much time and effort into these snakes that we want to ensure they're as healthy, stress-free as humanly possible. Even if it involves, spending a little bit more money, going about it the right way. It all starts at the bottom, and if you do it the right way from the bottom up, you have so much less to worry about. Yeah.
Exactly. Man, thank you so much, Mike. I'm getting so much more than what I intended, what I thought I'd get.
Well, I mean, it's a content game.
This is everything's. It is a content game, but.
And even down to like the light bulbs. So we kept running into issues with availability, stock shortages. Obviously, there's been shipping logistics issues between COVID, between the ports getting really overfilled, to having enough truckers available, things like that,
Right.
And so Mike sees an issue and he finds a solution. In this case, our solution was finding some bulbs that we could have manufactured to our specifications, to our quality control, designing our own packaging, just to ensure it's easy to read, you know exactly what you need, and you can see at a glance, hey, this is what I need. And because it comes from us, they know they can trust it. Once again, not that you can't trust other brands, but once again, it's the name.
Right.
You see that, okay, well, they've definitely put a lot of time into it.
And I can't think of anybody else in the industry who's even packaging things like that and putting their reputation on the line.
And that's the thing. I mean, especially when it comes to businesses like this, you have to take those risks. I mean, yeah, we ran the risk of, there's a lot of people making bulbs out there. Maybe ours won't sell.
Right.
But nothing ventured, nothing gained,
Exactly.
So even all the way down to our just standard black high boxes, there was only certain sizes available. We wanted to go one size smaller than others and one size bigger. And so we were able to get ours manufactured to those specs. So now we have the XXL versions for, maybe you have a female that, of a reptile that really wants some privacy, when she's going to lay. It just makes everything easier. You need something bigger, so we debuted high boxes that are even bigger.
Hey.
Or maybe king snakes are really popular right now, Mexican black king snakes, things like that, and they like much tighter spaces. So we debuted a high box that was even smaller than what was generally on the market. And not that, like I said, not that other products weren't reliable, but we see a need. It's something that we personally need to fill. That means others need to fill it too. And so we do what we can to bring the best quality product that will fit that niche that's needed to the market.
Okay.
And that's just all kind of part of Mike's forward-thinking plan of how he handles the business, how he handles this. It feels weird to say hobby at this scale, but for this industry, for lack of a better word, he sees something that's needed, and if we need it, everyone else does.
Well, I mean, I did a recent found a recent statistics like 3 to almost 4% of Americans own reptiles, and so but that's what they would need to make it easy for just everybody to either be just a pet owner or the kid that just grows up and says, I want to do my own thing, I want to breed my own animals. So the fact that you guys are filling that niche and just making it so much easier so people aren't trying to just DIY everything, they can just go and buy stuff and just be done with it, and it makes it easier.
And not that there's anything wrong with DIY. I mean, that was a crucial part of this whole hobby, because this stuff wasn't commercially available.
Exactly.
And now you have great companies coming out of the woodwork. You have like Arcadia, for instance, by Vitamin Electronics. You have stuff that like Exoterra that also see the same thing. We're like, hey, this market needs this. We can do it. And now that bar has really been lower. Because before, maybe you're taking a country crock margarine and cutting a hole in it, and that's the high now.
Right. Or the products were just so expensive to where you can, like the original Neodesha plastic cages
Yeah.
were really expensive, and all of those. I mean, if you wanted what was it, like a 40-gallon, you'd have to spend like $500 or $600 for that, and it was like, wow, this doesn't even look good. It doesn't come with anything. So, but now we got everything.
Yeah, and even on that note, I mean, we debuted our own line of PVC enclosures. We partnered up with Animal Plastics. We actually just did a redesign that we signed off on those.
Okay.
That's going to simplify things even more. Whereas before we relied on the heat tape, but we understand that it's mass made no matter where you get it.
Right.
And mass made things can fail. So we took our radiant heat panels that we brought to the market, and we're going to include those as in addition with those enclosures. So that's an entire snake kit.
Right.
You have 2 foot, 3 foot, and it's not just, hey, here's your enclosure. It's, hey, now you'll have the substrate, you'll have your little water bowls. Yeah, pick a snake, pick a hide, buy that, you're good to go.
Right.
Because the bar for knowledge is also kind of high as well.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, we didn't always have the internet, or we did, wasn't reliable, people didn't know how to find it.
Right.
And so people's base knowledge levels are kind of all over the place. We have folks like you where you can come in and be like, hey, if you have any questions, hit us up. Don't think you'll need to, but we'll be around for you, you know? And there's other folks where, like, the parents know nothing about snakes, but their kid has been binging Snake Discovery for the past 3 years.
Exactly.
The kid could probably work here at age 8, but, there's still things that the parents need and that to make things easier because it's still a kid, Right.
It's still a kid, and the parents might ultimately end up taking care of this animal. So.
Exactly. So we try to think of all angles and how we can make what we're bringing to the market, at least, as easy as possible, as customer friendly as possible. Because, like I told you before, people first.
Right.
When they say, "Hey, welcome to the Wilbanks family," like we mean it. Like, I know customers' names. I know what they generally get, what's going on in their lives, because you're seeing someone once, twice a week, every week, and for the next 30 years, you might as well get to know them.
It's a relationship, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm back, because my first experience was so good, so easy, and I was like, it's just, like 100 and maybe 60 miles away from Dallas or something like that. So I was like, I'm going to drive up there, and this is what I want, and I think it works out better that way.
Oh, absolutely.
With that relationship and just it's just like so easy.
And when you have that relationship too, people not just trust you for products or their animals, they trust you for information too.
Right.
That's why we make ourselves really available. Swinging by, giving us a call, hitting up. We even have a live chat. Other people offshore, it comes to us. Generally, it's me and the GM answering the vast majority of questions.
Okay.
And that's because it can be hard to parse information in a world where everybody gets to have an opinion online.
Exactly.
And so with that trust in our products comes trust in what we know, what we've done, and how we believe in going about things, what best practices we suggest, things like that.
Right.
And so that's why we also make ourselves available for that information, because the bar was kind of high back in the day, and we're kind of helping change that to make it so that if you grew up, and I don't care if you're 50, 60, and you always thought snakes were cool as a kid and you never had a chance, and now you're walking in here saying that you used to catch water moccasins when you were 10,
Yeah.
And now you want to buy a ball python.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be able to give you the same information as someone that's been in the hobby, like Brian Barczyk showing up and, checking out our operation and things like that. I'm going to approach both the same way of, hey, here's what's up. I'm going to treat them all the same regardless of who they are.
Hey guys, that was a really good tour. I mean, I didn't expect to get all of that stuff. Hopefully it's something that you didn't know and you found out something new, but I think that we got a great deal on an incubator. I'll do an unboxing when I get back to the house. But, I have to thank the other Mike for giving me the tour and explaining all of the things that I had questions to, and just being so open and honest about the way that they're doing business here at Wilbanks Reptiles. So, hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your time with your reptiles and enjoy your family.